The Ministry of Wrestling podcast. Do you know what I think about the Ministry of Wrestling podcast? It's my favorite podcast and I'm yet to listen to it. Right now, I will listen to it. That's the deal, right? So right now, if you're looking at my bald head and you're not listening to the Ministry of Wrestling podcast, I'm ashamed of you. I'm disappointed in you. You've made me sad. And the only way you can sort this out is by listening to
the Ministry of Wrestling podcast.
Do it now and subscribe. And do other things with the thing.
All right, thank you. Stop there.
Hey yo, guys. We've just attended another wrestling event, so you know what that means. We're here. Yes, it's me, the one AJ Anthony Jordan. And I look, this video had to be done. If you followed last week's news, you knew we were going to be talking about the best women's division in wrestling, very much stateside when we were talking that. If you're a follower of the show, then you know our prediction show should be coming up for All In. But this Sunday gone, we attended our very first indie show. Yes, the ministry attended Ignite Wrestling Pro down in Boreham Wood, my neck of the woods, and we had a bit of a blast of a time. So we had to do a bit of feedback on it. So before I give my real lowdown on it, what I'm going to do right now is let the guys say their part, and then I'm going to give you the full AJ rundown on this because, wow, what a night it was.
So what's it like being at an indie show? Look, I've done the biggest of the big WrestleMania in Los Angeles, and now I've done, respectfully, the smallest of the small. You know, a little indie show with maybe 100 people in a gym. And you know what? You can't compare the two. I think people who will go to these types of things are obviously families who want to get their kids and the rest of their family involved in wrestling without it being a crazy high price point, mania. Or people like the ministry who are not just fans of wrestling, but who have very much, transitioned into becoming students of wrestling. Listen, every big superstar in the world who we now consume on TV has to start in places like this. We could be seeing the next Will Ospreay before us. And you know the thing that I turned to AJ and said when we were at this Ignite event? These guys can go, man. They may be indie guys and they may be relative unknowns, especially when compared to the big WWE stars. But guys like Izzet, guys like Adonis Payne, guys like Corey who are in the main event, William Cruz, these guys, you may not have heard of them, but they can frickin' go. This is a promotion where I believe Will Ospreay started. And it just goes to show that the gap in talent between these guys and the top guys is not that big. And it really makes you think, looking at a show like this, so the top guys who are the top guys, y'all got quite lucky because you're not that much better than these guys who I saw perform at Ignite. Now, is that discredit to the top guys? No. But what it is that it is huge credit to the Ignite guys and to any indie wrestler out there looking for their big break. My personal opinion, you're not that far away from the top guys. In some cases, there may be some of you who are even better than the top guys. You just haven't been discovered yet. Do I think anyone who's a real wrestling fan should go see shows like this? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It was a great night.
Ignite was a really good independent show. If you know the guys, we're just slowly ramping up, meet and greet and everything like that. We're just getting more and more into the wrestling shows. As I keep referring to myself, Den Tech, the wrestling fan that doesn't watch wrestling, but I watch independent wrestling any day, every time. I wish I had more money on me. I'd have dropped some more money on them with their merch. Sorry, I couldn't do it, but don't worry, I'll make up for it on February 4th. But yeah, this was a really good show. You go in, it's independent show, so you don't expect too much. So it just grew and grew, and to build just these talented people in there giving us all, and it wasn't even 100 people. It wasn't a lot of people. It wasn't like 100, like a sold out space. So, but they gave us everything as if they were the main event of WrestleMania, and I appreciate that and then some. And I appreciate them having the time to talk to us and showing us appreciation as we're giving it to them. So I enjoyed it. I loved it, and I can't wait to see y'all again. What's the name? As if. Still got my memory of you. You're a really good seller. You're a really good wrestler. Like, yeah. Boom. The rest of y'all. Here comes the pain. Bring the pain, man. Yeah, we got to see a Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, a cash in, all on one show. Yeah, it wasn't that wasn't the names of the things, but pretty much what happened. Can't get that at a big show. Love that. Anyway, February 4th, can't wait.
Yo, it's me. It's the Ultimate Finesse Simsy from the Ministry of Wrestling, giving my review on the Ignite Wrestling that was on this past Sunday in Bournemouth. Wood. And I must say, what a show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. When you're a true wrestling fan, it doesn't have to be WWE and AEW constantly, and even Impact TNA Wrestling. That will make me believe that that's just the only shows to watch. Every show that is a wrestling show is definitely worthy of watching, no matter where it is. When it comes to professional wrestling, I love showing support and seeing the work that they put in. And I must say, Ignite definitely put their work in. They worked with what the arenas that they had, and they put on a good show. Everybody enjoyed it. Young, the kids, grown people, myself included, thoroughly enjoyed it. We had loud cheers going on, we had chants going on, and it was fully entertaining. I'll definitely go back to watch another Ignite Wrestling promotion. Looking at the talent in that show and on that division, there's talent there that could work in AEW, I believe. NXT, Ring of Honor, even Impact Wrestling, like all of those shows. They actually have the talent and the ability to be on those shows, because what I saw was nothing short of matches I've seen in, the bigger divisions. So it felt great to show my support for this division. And I was thoroughly entertained. My favourite match of the night was the tag team match, because there was a lot of energy and a lot of stories being told, and what a great story that they told. And even the title versus title winner takes all match, I found that very interesting. And yes, every match had a story to tell. Every match I felt invested in, and I could understand and follow the story. And for me, it was just really good, really good. So for me, it's definitely a thumbs up for Ignite Wrestling, and I will continue to support and show my love for that division. So yeah, definitely a thumbs up for Ignite Wrestling. Peace.
All right, man. It's a Big Tone in the zone. Big Tone of the Ministry. I just want to take a couple of minutes to talk about my experience with a local indie wrestling company ran here in the UK called Ignite Wrestling. They ran straight out of Boreham Wood, yeah, which is like what's that? That's like North London or something, yeah, Northwest London or something. Anyway, went down there with the entire ministry, and you know what? I had a blast. My first indie show, yeah, and I like the whole intimate setting, to be honest. It is cool because I've done the big shows now. I've done All In, done Money in the Bank, yeah, did Clash at the Castle, yeah, and we've done WWE house shows as well. But this was my first time going to a smaller one with unknown wrestlers, yeah, but at the same time, these unknown wrestlers could very well be the faces of tomorrow. Could be very well easily be people who turn up in Impact, people who go to NWA, people who go all the way to New Japan or NXT, yeah, and eventually end up on your WWE television, you don't know, or your AEW television. It's possible. Either way, I was very entertained with the matches. I was I like the production. Yeah, it is not gonna be like what we see on TV, but who cares, man? The atmosphere, the wrestlers, the heart of everyone involved is it is that much, like up there, that it just makes up for any shortcomings that you might be used to when watching a wrestling product as a wrestling fan. I feel like the wrestlers were very gracious that we come. We met like the in-night owner, and that guy's a legend, man, for what he's doing. And to be honest, I can't wait to go again, looking to go again in February when it comes back to Bournemouth. Yeah, like they got me hooked, man. They got me intrigued. Like all of these guys deserve a giant pat on the back. My favorite match of the night was the tag team title match. And I also did enjoy the championship match at the end of the show. Yeah, with its little swerve as well. That was great. So nah, man, they did a great job. Keep up the good work, boys, man. Like Big Tone, from me to you, I really enjoyed it. Thanks.
So you've heard it from the other guys, and I'm only going to pretty much echo what they said. I'm going to make a few corrections. Then the guy's name's Izzet, as Nico showed. I don't believe Will Ospreay's been at Ignite. It's a fairly new company. Not to say that stops anything. It still does Rev Pro. Another thing I just want to highlight, guys, it's not a gym. It's the back of a library, as I've been saying it. It's at the back of it's 96 Shenley Road, a bit of an entertainment complex, but with predominantly a library, and it has a 200 capacity. I don't want to list the stars because I feel like I'm going to forget someone, and that would be just an injustice because absolutely everybody put on a great show. We were a bit heelish, and I'm going to say it to everyone who attends. Be aware of that. Like, everyone was on talent. We just tend to gravitate towards the heels. I don't know what it was. We just seem to have liked them, and that's the ministry, and that's what we done. But it was just one heck of a night. CJ Carter, maximum respect to you for founding this company. I believe it's 3 years of running, and trust me, we are down. And one of the biggest things for the ministry, echoing what I wasn't fortunate enough to do Mania, but we've done WWE Live and started a chart for Head of the Table, and we've got Roman Reigns to acknowledge us. We've been to Money in the Bank, we've been to Clash at the Castle, Money in the Bank. We even had a VIP box, All In. Sorry, we were there. We loved it. Turning point for Impact. We were front row. We had a meet and greet with the stars. We got our pictures on the ramp. But guys, check this out, because do you know what Ignite gave us? Ignite gave us this. Look at that. Look at this moment. The Ministry of Wrestling in a ring. And pay attention to that belt that Dendertech's holding, because I'm going to be talking about that very shortly. I'm not going to do any spoilers. I know Tone mentioned something and everyone talks about the tag match. What I'm going to do, guys, is encourage you to click the link in my bio, in this description, because it will link you to the Ignite Wrestling Pro page. And I guarantee you guys, if you subscribe, you will see some pure talent that the UK has to deliver. And as the guys have said, you may get your next Will Ospreay, your next Wade Barrett, Dynamite Kid, British Bulldog, Wade Barrett. The list is endless of UK talent. Hell, it's there. Drew McIntyre, Scotland, if you want to play the game. UK wrestling has been about and is still about, and I guarantee you, following this, you will see some of the cream of the crop. If you want to bring it a bit closer to home, you got your Will Ospreays, your Haskins, and your Leon Slaters who've just been at Impact. Again, the love that I'm going to show right now is for Ignite Wrestling, and a moment for me is I had passed this show. When I first moved, I saw a poster and it talks about wrestling. And I was like, oh, this would be interesting. But I just moved in, getting sorted in, did not go to a show. Just time didn't permit it. And I kept seeing posters, but I'm like, wow, someone needs to do the posters, change them, what's going on? I didn't realize this was a monthly show that was going on. And I started to pay attention one day and I was like, I want to do this when I realized it. But the shifts that I do always meant that I was working on a Sunday. I finally was able to book off a Sunday, and I said to the guys, I would like you to come along. Credit to Dendertech. He's always said, you guys need to do an indie show. Indie shows are amazing and what have you. And we were there. And I got to admit, from the minute we brought those tickets, every time I took the bus past 96 Shenley Road to go to the station or heading home, there was a smile on my face of, oh, I'm going to see another wrestling match. Because that's essentially what we are. We're wrestling fans, so we're going to a wrestling show. And fate had this. Fate had it in the biggest way that having gone to Money in the Bank and John Cena's announcement of WrestleMania, there was a Facebook group. In that Facebook group, that has now been changed to a WrestleMania group, hoping it comes to London. A gentleman posts and talks about his company, his podcast, and his YouTube show, and it was called Hitting the Turnbuckle. And I casually just put a message saying, "Hey, I'm following on Instagram and Facebook. Check us out as well." And it was like, just subscribe to our YouTube. So subscribe to the YouTube because it's all about helping each other grow. And coincidentally, that page, those pages that I followed, those socials that I followed, check the belt. HTTB. Would you believe it that Hitting the Turnbuckle was the other company that I followed and connected with, and realized that they're essentially in my home area. They are going to be at the show that I was going to. So I was like, this is awesome. Like, here's a chance to connect. And I didn't actually message them. I couldn't even find the message to be able to reconnect, but I was like, I'll do it. And I'm going to meet the guys. I actually watched a few YouTube shows, saw where they sat in a group, and I was like, in the venue, and I was like, we're going to connect. And that's what we done. We had a chance to connect with another podcaster. And like, there was a scream of war games. I don't know if it was from them or if it was one of our guys. I even screamed it out at one point. But it was just absolutely awesome. And what I want to say, guys, what they are doing, I encourage everyone to follow them as well. So please check the description once again and check what Hitting the Turnbuckle are doing, where we are doing a prediction show and we're doing a little discussions here and there. Just this week gone, I saw 5 videos posted on Monday. They done their Ignite, they done their feedback of different shows, and there's interviews out there. It's stuff that we've aspired to do, stuff that we're planning to do, and stuff that we are doing. So it's different, but if you're a wrestling fan, I please encourage you to do that. One of the things I heard them say in the Ignite show was they call Ignite their home. Guys, with your permission, because, well, we're going to be there, but with your permission, we would like to apply to be roommates, because I guarantee you the ministry are going to be there as well. We loved absolutely everything about this show, this event. One of the things I want to say is the lady of the house, she had never been to a wrestling show. I've actually put on WWE for her before. And when I talked about coming to this, I was like, if you want to come to a wrestling show with the MO dub, you gotta hang. And I put on Civil War, Bloodline Civil War. She walked out of the room. And I was so offended. I was like, I've bought her a ticket, but this is going to be the last ticket. During the interval, she looks back at me and says, this is pretty awesome. It's going to be attending another show. CJ, you have done such an impact on the wrestling community and the buzz that is there. I've even told my brother and his other half. So you saw 6 of the ministry come, well, 6 people around with the ministry last time. It's going to be 8. You may get the MOW section. That's how much the Ministry of Wrestling are pumping and promoting this show. As the guy said, it's for all ages. At the other company shows, we have tended to go, you up. We made sure it was you messed up if we needed to. We kept it clean because we were aware it's a family show, and that was something else that was really integral for us to enjoy. The family atmosphere. You're getting little kids, dare I say, they were a bit more brash than we were, but it was all good. It was all fun. You had jokes. Everyone had their chance in different sections. Everyone's joining in where they can. As I said, we were a bit heelish, so we didn't really get too many chants going with us, but it was a great experience. And then to meet CJ and find out that his family are helping him, like, bro, salute to you, because it's there. We will be in contact with Ignite. I'm not promising anything. Like, yeah, look, at the moment, all you know is that the Ministry of Wrestling are giving Ignite Wrestling too sweet, because that's what it was. It was too sweet. But no, it was an experience that has touched us and has left an impression on us that we've actually booked our tickets straight away, as I said already, for that. And we've looked at WWE Live and went, maybe. That's how much Ignite Wrestling Pro means to us. And I'm not going to drag this video out too much longer, but guys, check the links. If you are in the UK, please come on down to my neck of the woods. Come and say hello to the ministry. Even if we're not there, say hello to Hitting the Turnbuckle, say hello to the stars, and that's the fact you get to interact with the stars. It's a wonderful experience. It's one not to be slept on. It's one not to be missed. So this is me, the one AJ. You heard from the rest of the ministry. We are fully endorsing this. We are out. Do be sure to check back in, because there is definitely going to be the full gear prediction show coming out. But until then, all I'm saying is we out. See you.